So, Article 13. So, yes, you have probably seen, if you have a YouTube channel, this notification coming up and YouTube encouraging you to save your internet. But here's the thing, I don't see any of these people mentioning, so a lot of these people are talking about how Article 13 will stop them making their parody videos or making videos talking about the latest Star Wars movie or whatever, or singing some, Drake parody, whatever. But here's something that I see happening. I see the ultimate form of censorship coming around the corner. Yeah. Now, Article 13, if you don't know what that is, basically it's supposed to be the European Union making copyright laws so that if anyone posts content that's owned by a mainstream music artist, for example, like Drake, that they'll have to pay. So YouTube will have to pay, or will be liable to pay for anybody who's uploading content like that onto their platform. And then Article 11, which is tied into this, is anybody making a post like hashtag Drake or hashtag this. Well, Facebook and YouTube will be liable to pay for that. So therefore, the whole entire scaremongering tactic going on right now is that YouTube will simply block EU countries from uploading videos. I find it's very interesting that's come about. This, it's been going on for a couple of years now, but it's coming to a head while the Brexit negotiations are supposed to be coming to their final, points. Yeah, just seems a bit coincidental, shall we say? And possible code in there with 13. Kind of reminds me of the 13 bloodlines, but let's not go way off on a tangent here. So a lot of these people going about like, we won't be able to make any parody videos anymore, or we won't be able to talk about any movies anymore. Well, you will be able to. It's just that you'll be endorsed by the people who own it. So George Lucas, for example, or Matt Johnson, what was his name? I can't remember his name. Ryan Johnson, sorry. The man responsible for the terrible Star Wars movie. Force Awakens. No, not Force Awakens. The Last Jedi, sorry. For example, there's this guy called Mike Juro who did a video on Ryan Johnson, sorry, made a post on Twitter about Mike Juro, saying that Mike Juro's content is basically rubbish. And it got a bit of backlash. Let's just get up Mike Juro here. See what I'm talking about. So, Ryan Johnson was accused of being a bully, basically, because he made these comments about this Mike Juro character who basically makes videos talking about potential Star Wars plots and twists. But in my opinion, Mike Juro's ideas probably would have been a lot better than what this idiot Ryan Johnson came up with for The Last Jedi. But anyway, there's quite a lot of backlash because of Ryan Johnson. So Ryan Johnson could essentially turn around and basically stop people like Mike Juro from having their opinion on, for example, The Last Jedi. Yeah. So you could have like censorship if they own who, basically, a long story short, they could own who makes content about Star Wars, for example, by allowing people and taking the money, or basically taking the responsibility of paying the money for having somebody post, content. So for example, like, so essentially Article 13 is supposed to make sure that anybody posting content, about Star Wars, for example, that the owners of Star Wars, Disney, for example, would basically take royalties for that. So essentially that could pave the way for people like Ryan Johnson to basically stop people like, like Mike Zuro and people saying their opinions about Star Wars in a negative fashion. They could be blocked from doing so. But that's just an example. But channels like mine, where the content's blacklisted anyway, pretty much won't be able to do won't be able to release much content, because everything that I want to talk about is pretty much owned by somebody. If I see something on TV that's very suspect, I want to make a video about it. Say, look at this. Did you see this satanic stuff on here? Well, I won't be able to do that anymore, because the video will basically be blocked before it even gets, published, basically. Well, So, it could be the ultimate form of censorship and the end of channels like mine. Unless, of course, you're a shield channel, one of those big shield channels, and you're allowed to basically have your content still be up because someone else be footing the bill, or they'll pay like a YouTube Red subscription sort of service. Anyway, that's just some thoughts about what I think about Article 13. Ultimate censorship, and somebody's gonna fit the bill. And YouTube Red and other contracts, for example, will be how perhaps YouTube will continue on, and people will be able to make videos about music videos and so on, or pop artists and their favourite movies, so long as it's endorsed or pro the content holder. It's basically not talking anything negative about whoever owns the content, copyright. But yeah.